Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining with me this Sunday. Everyone. Great to hear my voice. It's a beautiful, cool morning before we hit 100 degrees later on. And I'd like to take a moment to center a little bit. I was preparing slightly a little bit what I wanted to say. And now I'd like to just take a moment to sort of soak in this beautiful atmosphere for a moment and take a breath. Even if, we've just woken up, freshly showered, we can still take a breath and connect. Stop all the outward movements, things we have to do, brush the teeth, drive. People who've already had a full day, and this is evening for them. All the busyness of the day, and we just take a moment to pause and release the momentum, the energies, becoming present and connecting with the stillness within. So as we look outwards and we feel a space, the stillness within let me rephrase that. So we're able to feel the stillness outside of ourselves. We bring the momentum and the energies that come from outside within. And in a way, we kind of created, this is getting advanced. When we're going to stop from going there. But when we center with the silence within ourselves, we're able to better feel and sense the silence that surrounds us, the stillness. So let's take a moment. So the silence we connect within becomes the silence outside. take a few minutes more. But even if you find yourself right now in the place that's not the most pretty or spacious or even clean, it could be claustrophobic area or a place at work with boxes around you. The inner peace, the quieting of ourselves can be found anywhere, but not dependent on our outer environment. Takes just a breath, release, let go, and touch in, because it really comes from within. And if you have a space that's conducive, that helps, it's an aid, especially when you're starting out, or even further along, beautiful space, a prayer place, or looking at a flower, or even a spacious room or a small room, but you have something that's aligned, geometric, feels good to you, that helps. We create the conditions that assist us in what we wish to achieve. Yeah. So I'm in a beautiful space. I rarely get time to stop. And there's beautiful shadows, a beautiful tree, there's shade and sunlight, and it's green and it's quiet, and I'm hearing birds. So I'm going to take 5-10 minutes if that's okay with you. And in whatever space you find yourself, release, let go, and just try to be present in God's creation. The Shekinah is present everywhere. It flows through us, it flows through what surrounds us. And if we're able to settle ourselves, we can find peace. We can rest in the Shalom. Okay. So take a moment and see the difference. How were you before? And how do you feel now? Don't intellectualize it. Don't ask yourself why or how. Just notice the difference. On Thursday evening at sundown begins the 40 days of Elul. It's the month of Teshuvah, meaning to return, and means a turning back towards God. The month of Elul is a month of retrospection, of looking at one's life, and not without judgment, there's no judgment, but just seeing what changes we'd really like to make. And I'm not talking about worldly things in a sense, though changing things on our outer can reflect our inner world and our relationship to God. But what I'm discussing is how we relate to God, how we relate to the best aspects of ourselves, or even the worst aspects of ourselves. What changes would we like to make? What improvements do we wish to make in the new year? The Jewish New Year is towards the end of this period, and it's a new start. So this period encompasses the new year. And so we're preparing, but not just sliding into it and it's tomorrow and woe. No, we are taking into account ourselves. We're preparing. This is a season of preparation and a season of forgiveness and a season of a new, fresh start. Similar periods exist in many of the faiths around the world. And it's so essential to have that period once a year. You could have this throughout the year. I have it continuously, self-evaluating. Oh, I could have done this a little better. Or how about this? And it's not in judgment. It's noticing, oh, okay. And it's a continuous betterment of ourselves and continuous being aware of ourselves and becoming better and better and better. In a way, our lives should be, in a way, a betterment. during this period particularly, we take that pause and we focus. We look and we do that deep work to deepen our connection to what's holy, to deepen our connection to wisdom, to the Shekinah to guide us. So we walk on the path of holiness, righteousness, compassion, empathy, charity, forgiveness, and the other good things that are coming to my mind. We do a realignment. So on Wednesday, I will be speaking about the month of Elul, the period of the month of Elul and the return, and do any tikkun, any repairs, correction, restoration, or redirecting of our sailboat. We're fixing the sails. Sails are the things that catch the wind above a sailboat. Are the sails. We're repairing the hull, the wood. Let's do a wooden sailboat, yes? It's very elegant. Think of a beautiful, elegant sailboat. The kinds that used to exist in the past more often. So we repair the wood, any leaks. We repolish the wood that might be a little worn or a little water damaged. We polish it up, the finish, so it has a nice shine. We see any sails that kind of need a little replacement in a way. The deep work. And we see how afterwards we feel better. Things are more aligned. We're ready to move forward in our journey. We're more equipped for any storms, for any periods where it feels very long and hard, where we feel alone, where we're between where we left and where we're going. And there's no land and there's no one else. But we have our boat and we've prepared. We have food and water. We've fixed it. We've done the best we could with it. And we're continually doing little things on it to maintain it on our journey through the next year and our journey through life. And how do we relate to people on the sailboats that are also on their journey next to us, and the animals that come along our boat? And how do we navigate through life's storms, life's beauty, life's scarcity, the lack of things, and life's bounties? How we navigate. And so this is a period where we're going to go deep. So this Elul 2026 with HP Shalom, is a journey into divine presence. A journey into divine presence, relating deeper ways to the presence of God, how it relates and how we can feel it ourselves. be in the flow of the Shekinah, to be able to touch in and relate to as well with God's ruha, God's energy. So it could be the wind in our sails, the wind that moves our boat and guides it. The winds that move us forward and that gives us direction. And how to improve ourselves, work with ourselves, redirect ourselves, and to release the aspects, the things within ourselves that are barriers, blocks, or energies that keep us from being able to go with that divine flow, that keep us from relating to those pure aspects of ourselves. So on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. will be posted a teaching based on what I said last year on the period of Elul, and I'm going to edit what I said last year and have an introduction, which honestly I think I just gave, which I did not intend to. So what I might do is paste what I just said because I really like it, and have that edited teaching to follow. And I'm going to work on that the beginning of this week. And it's good to remember what this period is of. I'll be discussing Teshuvah and many things. And that way we have a good basis to move forward. And then I can do on Sundays the sort of teachings that sort of came to me 3 days ago, which I wrote notes of. Don't worry, I'm not going to forget. And I could focus on that when we have a good basis. So if you weren't with me last year or you need a refresher, please listen. It's going to be about 2 hours. Last year's teaching was 4.5 hours. It was one of my big ones. I'm not putting you through it at all. I'm going to edit it down to the core. And I hope you'll take the time to listen to it before Thursday. Sundown. Wherever sundown is, wherever you are. You know, if I say that, I've realized that gives people a little less time. So how about Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time? I will put up the teaching, and that way it gives people sufficient time to listen. So you're in the mindset at sundown where you are, where it marks the beginning of this period. So we're not starting the period and then getting in the framework of it. It's not quite energetically. Well, I just say the word that came to me, proper. It's a little off. You go into a period prepared in the right mindset, because at sundown is when it begins. That's when the clock strikes. It's the beginning of the period, which ends with Yom Kippur. So we have an understanding of what the period encompasses. And even if you're very familiar with this period, you could, by listening, have an understanding on how I perceive the period in my framework, how I go about speaking about it, which puts you in the flow of kind of what I'm going to go forward with it. And I'm thinking on Thursday night at sundown, Pacific time, we'll have a special HP Shalom. It won't be long, where I don't know what, it's sort of kind of coming to me, but we'll do a practice together to mark the beginning of Elul. Just like we marked the new year with our practice. Well, maybe I'll just speak. Maybe we'll just have a prayer. I don't know yet. And I think that's important. So if you're able to join me at sundown Pacific time on Thursday, you're welcome. I don't know exactly what time I will begin. It won't be exactly at sundown. It'll be a little bit before, because it's not possible for me to do it right at sundown. Or maybe I will. But it'll be, somewhere between 7 and 8:30, 8:20 p.m. Pacific time. So please listen to the teachings, which will be posted at 6 p.m. Tuesday evening. No need to sit there right at 6 p.m., but if you want to, you can. It'll be about 2 hours or whenever it's convenient for you. So today, what I wanted to do was the last sort of body work, and it's perfect timing. I could not have planned it better. Literally right before the new cycle of teachings, the last part of the body meditation that I wanted to teach, there's space for it. It's literally perfect. They're not mixing these two periods. And then you could bring the body meditation into the period of Elul, if you wish. This body meditation that I've been teaching is something I encourage you to take into your practice. If energies and the day is just overwhelming, lying back, feeling where the tension is and learning to release and relax and let it go through the techniques I've taught will help settle your energy and your mind. Just lying in bed at night. I'm a side sleeper. So for me, on my back, I can't really sleep that way. But it allows me to take a moment to release and pray and relax before I turn onto my side. No matter how busy the day is, it gives me that moment to just and not take it into my sleep time, into my dreams. My body's already released. So the refreshment and the re-energizing that happens during sleep, the healing, it has less to do. Therefore, it can go deeper. So I hope you bring this into your practice, especially at the beginning, where you've never done this type of work. You feel you need it. Let me tell you, and this has an HP Shalom money back guarantee, though these teachings are free, so I don't know exactly what benefit it gives you. It will deepen your practice. It will make the words, names of God, when you do them, that much more powerful. You'll be able to feel them more. You'll be able to understand the things that I talk about, some of which may feel like they're a little out there. You'll be able to, they'll make more sense to you. It helps open new ways of seeing, because you're releasing the parts within yourself that lacks the awareness or the deepening or the perspective, the ability to see and understand, because we have so much energy and we can't lower the pressure in our tire. We can't clear our glass to be able to touch in with a new way of seeing and of being. That's our birthright. And doing the body meditation sort of pulls the plug out of our body to allow that energy to leave, that causes all that tension and all that hurt and all that stuff, all that so we are refreshed. And all that space, the clarity, the connection, the peace, the shalom, the Shekinah, if you're religious, is more present. We're more in touch with it. The ruha, the wind in our sails of God, is able to guide us. And therefore, when we go through our lives or we do our practices, they're much more apparent. If there's a lot of dust, sand, gunk in our sails, barnacles are the shellfish that get onto the hulls, the wood, the outside shape of the ships. And when there's a lot of them, it slows down the ship and it's less efficient. The ship can't maneuver in the same way because they hold the water and they're oddly shaped and they're not in the whole boats, more here, more there, and it really messes up the boat. And it eats away at the wood, I think. So they have to be removed. So when we do all this and we clean the sails so they're fresh and light and can catch the wind better, we find new ways of sailing that we didn't think was possible, new ways of maneuvering. Things feel lighter on the water and less dense. Our boats are more responsive. It cuts through. And we are able to access more advanced levels of sailing, different skills, because we have the capacity, we have the car that's able to do that. Because we've gone from what we think might be more normal, a Honda form of living, which is nothing wrong with a Honda, beautiful cars. But there's a big difference between a Honda and a Ferrari or a Porsche. The way they handle, the way the engine is, everything, it's different. They're built, they're different things. So as we do our work, suddenly we realize that there was a Porsche hiding under the Honda. And then there's a jet hiding under the Ferrari. And if you're not sure what I'm referring to, just go back 1.5 years or 2 years into the archive, even a year, where I discuss what these things are in depth. Just go onto the table of contents and type in Ferrari or Honda or cars, or you'll see there'll be a discussion of that, and you'll have an understanding what I mean. And so this period is really where we can do that, and the meditation we do with the working with the body is just really allowing to really remove the crustaceans, the shells from our hull. It's sort of, we don't need to scrape. We're holding on to them. So it's not like that they're stuck to the hull. This is where the analogy falls apart. It's not like they're stuck and we don't need to scrape. We're holding on to them. It's almost our hull just sucks them in and doesn't want to let go. By doing the body meditation, our wood just lets them go. The grasp, we release them and they just fall away. It's gentle that way. We're allowing it to fall away. We're no longer holding on to them. We're not even aware often it's there until we turn our attention. We're like, what's this? Oh, wow, well, you know what? I'm releasing. They fall away. The things in our sails, the dust, the we're holding on to them. So we're letting it go. And it just fly off, leaving the purity that's always been underneath. Our boat really isn't made of wood. It's made of 20-karat gold. There's a purity that exists within us. That's our birthright. And in a way, the journey through life, I believe, is to uncover that. So we get closer and closer to what we were always intended to be. But we're not. We have these coverings, we have these things that make us not be fully doing everything right. We're not quite fully in alignment with the Shekinah, that it flows fully. That's a journey. It's a beautiful journey, and there's no judgment. That is just the human condition. There's no perfection here on this planet. Good luck if you try to find it. But we work towards it. And the body meditation, the names of God, the periods of Elul, the Teshuva, we're working towards that. And so I want to do sort of the last body meditation thing and cap it. And when I go back and edit and prepare the body meditation series, I think this is going to be the 10th part. I'm not sure, the 10th or the 11th. I'm going to remove things about Elul and keep for the 10th one what I'm saying just about the body work. So it's very sort of, here we are, and it's very much about the body meditation. So when people want to go through the body meditation, or they've missed parts of it, or they want to listen to it, it's going to be parts 1 through 10, and it'll have the special little picture on it. And that way it's clear, and it'll have a separate section on the YouTube channel, and therefore there it is for people. Just go through them. There they are. And maybe in the future we'll go into more deeper breathing exercises and things. But it's for right now. Sound good? All right. So what I want to explain is doing the body meditation quickly. We often don't have a lot of time. But I do recommend, as you do it for at least the first 3 months, 4 months, take more time. Focus more deeply on the different body parts, the upper body, lower body, the back, the head. You could do complete ones where you go through the whole thing, or you do one part a little lighter, and then you do a part of your body more, but always make it symmetrical. I.e., yes, you could focus more on the upper body and less on the lower, but do not focus more on the left side as opposed to the right side. You always do it proportionate, the left to the right. So never say, I'm for working on the left side of my body. No, 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 and no. For energetic body energy reasons, don't do that. But if you work on the bottom, always do some of the top as well, because there's a union of flows. Yes? And one day, probably after the period of Elul, we'll do a complete one, really in depth, which we didn't quite have the opportunity to do. But that'll take a while. It's like might be an hour and a half of solid body meditation, where I really go into like the foot and the knee and the hip and the lower back and the hand, but like really go in and go from body part to body part all in one session. But they'll take some time. But today, what I want to do is just show it how we're going to do a quickie. We don't have a lot of time. So how do we just touch in and handle what needs to be handled? Focus on those parts that need the focus, because we don't have the time to do the hip, the knee, the head. But we want to kind of just release what's there that needs to be released at the moment, the most urgent parts. And this is something we can do before any prayer, before any study of holy books, just to kind of release so we're more present. So some of that deeper work that might block our practice, those parts that we have to fight against in our practice before we could relax, are sort of dealt with so we can go deeper. When we go on retreat, which I discussed last week, when we enter that space, do more body meditation, bring it into every session so you are able to let go and go into a deeper retreat quicker. And maybe do a little every day if you feel called to. Things come up as you're doing the retreat. Maybe lie down and release it. It's a technique. So it's not just taught and then forgotten. It's taught as an option for you to take it with you on your journey. And there's periods, I've done a lot of it, and there's periods that I've left it behind for years. I kind of brought it back to mention it to you, and now it's around more for me. I'm bringing it back for me as well, but then I focused on other things before. But the knowledge is there if you need it. And the big work, at least for me, was already done with regard to it. So the energy flowed more, so I had less of a need. But at the beginning, it's something to do a little focus. And you bring it into your practice. If you're doing with a prayer space, you light the light, you put up the incense, you do a little prayer. God, please help me with this so I could be aligned with you. Then you do the body work. You bring it into your practice. It's not something necessarily apart. It's part of that time with God because you are entering into a deeper alignment. You're releasing parts that hold back connecting with the Shekinah, with God's Ruha, divine energy that can guide our sails, that flows through everything. And then after 5-10 minutes, or even 3, just lying back for 2-3 minutes, it's part of the practice. And then we move forward with our main practice. It's like a little pre-practice, but it is the main practice. But it's sort of at the beginning, a warm-up, sort of a spiritual lubrication of sorts. Yes? So that's what we're going to do now. So if you want to lie back, and it's just best if I use what I'm feeling as an example, but don't follow the parts that I'm dealing with. I'm going to explain things a little energetically and how I go about it. But if you have something, I'm discussing the foot, but you got something in your shoulder, well, translate it to your shoulder. Oh, I feel something in the joint. Is it pulling of the muscle? Well, you're feeling that in your shoulder, right? So translate it to, oh yeah, I'm feeling that in the joint of the shoulder. So as I'm speaking about the foot, you could use it for your shoulder. Because the techniques are the same for every part of the body. There's really nothing different. There's the bone, there's the tension, there's pain, there's tearing. There's just feel a heaviness in the stomach, that sort of or the heartache. Right? It's all about touching in, releasing, letting go. But I will show you how I move around the body and how it's really a free form of the practice. You see what needs attention and you give it attention. Yes? All right. Let me make sure. I'm a little worried when I lie down because that's what happened when the whole teaching disappeared and never went up because I lied down and I couldn't see the screen and I was completely cut off. But I think this will work fine. So. Okay. There we go. So adjust the sound on your end so I'm not too soft or too loud. So you're able to go deep and you can hear, but it doesn't disturb. So just lie down. Oh, let me put my little body meditation icon up. I could find it. So we don't need to do the posture right away. Just lie down how you feel to. We're not forcing anything on our body. So right now I'm just kind of legs spread, arms sort of above my head, and I'm just like, ooh, I have tension in my legs. So adding tension by having the knees up right now is just really not where it's at. So I'm just like, oof. And so I bring, my eyes are closed, right? So doing these practices, eyes are always closed. Right? That, it helps us to feel better. So why does your body feel? Just no judgment, just feel what's going on. What's going on with your body? Just feel your body. Open mind and just receive. Just by being aware of what you're feeling, didn't you feel just the release? Just the act of being conscious of what your body feels actually invites it to leave, interestingly enough. The fact of lying back in whatever posture feels right to you. Look, it could even be on your side. There's really, when you're starting out, there is a right or wrong posture. But as you clear and energy flows, there is no wrong posture. Because energy flows, therefore, you could be tied up in a little ball, contorted, and the energy would still flow. But it takes a while to get there. At the beginning, it's really essential to have the right posture because things aren't quite flowing right. And by having the right posture, it invites the flow to happen. But when you lie down with body work, posture is certainly important. But when you go down, where do you feels best? It might be on your side. It might be in the fetal position, but that's okay. Just feel it, release, let go. So right now my whole body feels tingling. Don't know why. And I'm just letting go and releasing. So you breathe and exhale and just let go. So as I do this, I noticed on the right side of my body, literally from right hand, right foot, literally my right side, from the middle to the right, you can't make it up, literally felt a release, and it's clear and more open and spacious. The left side is dense. It did not get any of that. There's very much energetically the left side and the right side of the body. Not so much upper part and lower part, so much. It's really left or right. And that's why I say always do the left and the right. Just the way the body is built, there are two major channels, one's the masculine, one's the feminine. We really don't need to go into that. But even if you look at the Kabbalah tree, there's the masculine side, there's the feminine side. I have a whole teaching on that. And it's the same with our body. So I see the right is better. The left, it's congested. No judgment, you just see it. You're like, ooh, that's... So, okay. Now, in the posture I am, I can't work on it. It's just not... Yeah, it's not this stuff going on. So I'm too spread out, too open. So after you've seen that and you're able to relax a bit, right? And if this part's that painful, you certainly do the breathing exercises and letting go on those parts that you can feel now. I feel my body overall, the whole thing, and I'm not focused to a particular part. And on the right side, the energy is flowing really well. The left actually feels numb, dense, cloudy. Okay, so now you assume a posture, just like the picture, like the image, correct? Right. Hands on the stomach. This is the optimal posture to do the work, because it gives you access to those different areas. All right, so I feel I'm not focused on the right side at all because it's flowing. And the fact that it's flowing better really will help the energy release from the left, because it wants to flow too. And they're both connected, very much so. So the fact that one's flowing really is going to help the left. So what's wrong with the left? So it felt the whole left side was issues. That's not the case. Feels that way, but where's the main issue? So in your body, when you're looking at yourself, where are the main issues? Where does it dense? Where does it hurt? Where does it feel blocked? There's going to be parts you're not feeling. Don't put your awareness in parts you're not feeling. What parts are you feeling? That's what this technique is about. You work, you do the practice where the body is calling you to do it. You don't go looking into places that's not giving you, that you're not feeling. That's sort of, it's different than being numb. It's just, but there's also a difference where you feel it. So the block on the left side's not so much from the shoulders or anything. I'm really feeling it in my left leg and lower back. So that's where I'm focusing. It's really feeling on the left leg. So that's where I'm doing my practice now, because that's where the issue is. All right? So see where the issues are. You could have several. And I do. I say the left leg, but it's lower back, hip, and the whole left leg. But it's not the upper back, it's not the spine, it's not the shoulder, it's not the neck, it's not the elbow, it's not the hand. So I'm focusing where it is. So I have a general area, and I've noticed where I'm lying down actually isn't quite, oh, that's better. It was actually making it worse, interestingly enough, because the ground wasn't quite even there. That's better. That's probably going to make me feel better. Might be why I was having the issue on the left side and I wasn't aware of it. But now I have the issue. So, still adjusting. Remember, you want to be comfortable. So I just breathe in and relax for the whole left side. There's not a particular area on the left. It's sort of global. So my awareness is on the whole left side because I'm feeling it's tense. So I breathe into the tense density and I relax and invite that dense area to leave. I'm not putting my mind on a particular spot because it's a region, an area. I just feel it. I don't have to think, where is it? What is that? What areas does this encompass? That's the mind. It's helpful at times, not with this issue. You're just literally feeling there's an area that's dense and I'm breathing in and relaxing that area. You're not putting names or region to it. It's just an area of density. Now, if you have a shoulder, then you look at the shoulder and the joints and the stuff. If it's a whole area, it's just global. So do a little work on yourself. Take some time. And if that area clears up, you put your awareness in your body and you see what other area also needs attention. And as you go through the little, let's call them the hot zones, and you clear them, you'll find new areas pop up. So it's like you're dealing with the big fires. And then because this big fires, all your directions focused on that. Once you kind of handle them, you kind of see the smaller fires you didn't see before. So the new areas that show density were areas that you really couldn't see or feel because you were feeling the areas that had the most issues. And then you deal with the smaller areas. So that's what makes it a quickie. You sort of deal with the areas that's called. When you feel relaxed and aligned, you maybe do a breathing in and out of the whole body, and we'll do that. And then you're ready to move forward. So it doesn't need to take a long time. So it's like a garden. You don't need to do the whole garden. You see what needs water. You see where the weeds need to be pulled. You see which roses are past their time and needs to be cut back. It's a maintenance. We're doing a maintenance. We're not doing the whole thing. We're saying, okay, I have 5-10 minutes. What needs my attention here? Okay, let's do that together. Through the breathe. Let any tension just drain out. Remember the sort of 3/4 of the way out breath, and you sort of suspend it, which brings sort of a more intense energy in the body as you suspend, which allows the energy to sort of leave. Creates a certain pressure that you can invite a deeper release. It's a little more advanced, but remember that technique. I've been using it on the left side, and I naturally just do the practice without having to think about it. It's still not clear as to how to go about it. With time, eventually you'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Now you could feel the energy radiating, emanating out from you. Like heat from a light bulb, releasing, letting go to the space around us. Do this, you find yourself becoming peaceful, relaxed. Breath becomes lighter. And you find that a spaciousness opens within you as you sort of drop into it. outer shells of tension, holding, pain have been released, and find yourself in an open space, floating. Your awareness is open, and you're present. You're present, calm, and you sort of float there, connected with that peaceful place within. Simply rest in openness. Thoughts have been released, the mind is quiet, body is quiet. Get the sensation that you've gone inward into your body. You were on the surface, but there's a cabin, space. You have a very comfortable bed. The temperature's not too hot, not too cold. Rest in that beautiful inner space where there's peace. It's the core of us. A new tension comes up, just release, let it go. Relax it, invite it to leave. in this space and feel maybe tension. The body's rearranging itself because the muscles and the tendons are relaxed. So you may need to slightly move a little bit as the position that was fine before needs to be aligned a little bit, or you might need to do a stretch in the feet because the bones need to move a little bit as the tendons that were holding things not in the right alignment relaxed, and suddenly it could be a repositioning, a better alignment can be found. And then after you do that, just release, relax, let go. Pop back into the space. Don't forget your heads, the skull. Be attention there. The mind is the center of the nervous system, as well as our heart. But if the mind is tense, the skull is tense, poses challenges to relaxing into that space. Is the space of inner knowing, where the Shekinah lives, where the light of God lives, where our inner voice lives. Where wisdom lives, where knowledge with a K, capital K, lives. The space of the Shalom. we do our work of devotion, inner cathedral, our heart, our love, our inner beauty shines brighter, beautiful colors, and it nourishes us deeply, and it nourishes our world. The light of God, the Ori of God, shines within us and lives within us. Gives us life, gives us breath, uha, and lights our way. May Yahweh Ori be with us forever. Amen. Thank you for joining me today. It was an honor and a pleasure to be with you all. I look forward to be with you all on Thursday night. Beautiful day and a beautiful week. Bye-bye.